I'd like to thank our reader for the wonderful reading today, as well as our CSL music team for the music. We're in week 4 of our series, This Thing Called You. And we've already talked about the joy of living, about making choices and aiming to manifest what we want, and also about knowing that it's done unto us as we believe. And this week, we continue our 2023 remarkable journey and venture into that place within the soul and look at ways we can allow ourselves to be guided by love and inspired by what we know in our hearts is the truth of who we are. Our topic today is Captain of Your Soul, Guided by Love, Inspired by Truth. So the question I have for you this week is, what is the one choice that you can make today to know you are the arbiter of your fate, can easily be the captain of your own soul, and can follow the spirit that is in you, which is ever seeking to guide you by love and inspire you by the truth of who you are? One more time. What is the one choice you can make today to know you are the arbiter of your fate, can easily be the captain of your own soul, and can follow the spirit that is in you, which is ever seeking to guide you by love and inspire you by the truth of who you are? Do you believe when it comes to your fate that you are the arbiter, the ultimate authority in the matter? That like a captain of a ship, you are where the buck stops, so to speak? You should, because one of our many gifts is free will. Today, we're looking at how we can use that free will to be guided and inspired by our soul's greatest desires. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote this about the soul. We see the world piece by piece, as the sun, the moon, the animal, the tree. But the whole, of which these are the shining parts, is the soul. When I think of a captain of a ship, I think of a person in command, a person responsible for every aspect of the voyage and vessel. They set the course and speed, they direct crew members, they ensure that proper procedures are followed. They keep logs and records of the ship's movements and the cargo, and they supervise the loading and unloading of that cargo and the passengers. The responsibilities for being a captain of your soul are not so neatly or clearly defined as the responsibilities of a captain of a ship. And yet the position is far more important. Being a captain of our soul means being in command of the most shining part of who we are, directing every aspect of our voyage on this planet, and determining how we maintain our human vessel. The passengers and crew are those people whom we bring into our lives, sometimes for a lifetime, and sometimes for only a brief period. And those people who help us move through our voyage, either as advocates or adversaries, by supporting our work, by pointing out alternate routes, by taking over the realm when we need to rest. Our logs and records are our memories of where we've been and those things that we've brought into our lives. In Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote, "The soul is the seat of memory, the mirror of mind in the individual. It is the creative power within us, creating from the patterns given it and from the memories it contains. We gather our soul or subjective force as we accumulate the right kind of experiences. The law of the soul is subject to the conscious spirit. Tendencies set in motion in the soul or subjective life tend to produce their like in the objective world. So what kind of experiences do you want to gather? And what tendencies are you wanting to put in motion? What I know is captains guide their ships wisely in all types of weather. They do whatever it takes to keep their ships in good condition and afloat. They're unwilling to let the ships be lost to pirates or to bad weather. And if we truly want to be captains of our own souls, we must take on the attitude that our soul is precious cargo, and like captains, be willing to do whatever it takes to keep our souls from harm. It's easy to be a captain when the seas are calm and the sun is shining. However, just as the captain cannot control the weather, we cannot control everything that comes into our lives. Like captains, what we do control is how we react to the storms in our lives. When captains faced unexpected storms on the high seas, they must react with the knowing that they have training and knowledge which is capable of getting their ship through the rough seas. Likewise, when something bad happens in our lives, we cannot fold up and become a victim, but rather we must know that the divine within us has all the training and knowledge to help us learn from the storm in our life and move into a place of more knowledge and power. While pirates are not as much of a threat to captains as they used to be, there are pirates of our soul, such as lack of forgiveness or anger, that might attempt to steal our soul's source of calm and peace. And again, we must be like the captains and fight off our moments of doubt or disbelief and stay in the faith of knowing the truth of who we are and learning to forgive and to love and to be compassionate. Ernest Holmes reminds us, the great identification then is to come to believe with absolute certainty that there is something in you that is divine. It is external, it is transcendent, it is immanent. Gradually chip away everything that would hide the sight of the integrity of your own soul. It's the only thing you have. It's the only thing you brought with you. It's the only thing you will take with you into the beyond. To thine own self be true. That's the starting point. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself because you believe in God. I love that it says chip away at everything that would hide the sight of the integrity of your own soul. Because I think sometimes we have placed layers and layers of past experience on top of our soul, and we've lost sight of the essence of who we are. You might wonder what choice we might make to guide our soul wisely in all conditions, in all circumstances. I know that personally, I sometimes take the past and I throw it into the present and I dig my heels in to be right rather than allow my soul to find peace. There was a seagull watching a family have a picnic, and when they were done, they threw out some of their bread to the birds that were near, and he saw a huge chunk and dove down and got it. Well, as he swooped up this wonderful feast and was starting to soar, many of the other seagulls decided that they wanted a piece of that feast, and they started pecking at his beak. And that went on for a little while until he finally dropped the bread. And he flew away, and at that point he recognized that he had lost what he thought was a feast, but he had regained the calm and the ability to soar in peace. What was guiding the seagull? What became important to him? Captains use the North Star to guide them. While there are fancy guidance systems now on ships, it's still important that captains learn to guide by the North Star in case their instruments fail, because the North Star is reliable and always present. The same is true when we're being the captain of our soul. We need a guidance system to guarantee that we are on course and heading in the right direction. It's the North Star of our soul. Our soul guidance system is love. When we allow ourselves to be guided by love, we make a choice to be lovable. We answer calls for love with love rather than with anger or with strife. And we know love to be our fundamental true principle. Ernest Holmes in Can We Talk to God wrote this: if we make ourselves receptive to the idea of love, we become lovable. To the degree that we embody love, we are love. This is why people who love are loved. It does not pay to hate. Hate is a human idea. Love is a divine verity. And while we all define love differently, when we're guided by love, we always remain on course with our paths in life. And we recognize when we steer off course because we can feel love diminish. I saw this sign not long ago and it spoke to me, so I wanted to share it. God didn't promise days without pain, laughter without sorrow, nor sun without rain. But God did promise strength for the day, comfort for the tears, and light for the way. So how might you allow love to guide your soul and light your way? Allowing love to guide us means we have to trust our love, just as captains must trust the quality of their vessel. With all the navigation skills in the world, a captain is only good as the quality of the vessel he or she guides. Especially in storms, the captain must be able to know that the ship can endure the storm. If the vessel has leaks or weak engines or other flaws, the captain must be able to handle these weaknesses of the ship, or it becomes immobilized, possibly even sinks. The same is true in our lives. As we are captains of our own souls, we must be able to trust the quality of our vessels. We must be able to know the truth that we can make it through the challenges in life, that we can face our own flaws and recognize that we can change. In Science of Mind, we read, "Let us feel that our purposes are animated and inspired from on high, and then let us go forth and make our dream come true in human experience." If we truly believe our purpose is inspired from on high, we would know that our human vessels are of the highest quality, capable of enduring any storm. We would know that whatever our soul desires, we're capable of navigating any storms to get it. So what might it take for you to know that you are animated and inspired from on high? I know when I answer that question, then I look at those around me that have supported me throughout my life, my parents, my sister, my teacher, my friends, my confidants. A captain depends on his crew to help him at the helm of his vessel. Through the life of a ship, many crew members may come and go. Some are more reliable than others, and some more knowledgeable. And typically, every crew member has a function. And it may take many crew members to navigate the ship safely through rough waters. I think the same is true in our lives. It's important for us to rely upon others to help us navigate through the rough waters of our life. English poet John Donne, writing in the 17th century, famously wrote these words, "No man is an island," comparing people to countries and arguing for the interconnectedness of all people with God. This phrase has lasted for centuries because it's so true. We begin our lives dependent upon our families for our worldly needs. For most of us, our families were also the first part of our crew that helped us navigate the life of our soul. Many of us got our basis of faith from our family, from those that we were around when we were growing up. And just like the crew of a ship, we depended upon others to help us navigate through those uncertain times and to advise us when we were in uncharted territories of our young lives. As we grew and became more knowledgeable about what it is we wanted in life, we were able to depend less on the crew and more on our own selves. Yet when times are tough and we need support, we rely on our selected crew and our important advisors to help us safely navigate our way through those tough times, knowing that our selection of advisors will tell us the truth. In Creative Mind, Ernest Holmes reminds us, where is the truth? If the truth is all, it must be everywhere. Being all, there is no other substance to divide it with. Being undivided, it is everywhere present. So how might you remember truth is everywhere present? And as the captain of our soul, we must remember that we alone are the arbiter of our fate, that we can guide our souls wisely in all types of situations, using our own North Star, love, our inner knowing, and allowing ourselves to trust the quality of our vessel, our inner strength. We can rely on our crew for support and for them to help us know the truth when we are having rough times. Remember, you heard today in the reading, I have also placed within you a compass and a chart. There is a course you may pursue which leads to happiness, to wholeness, to peace of mind and joy. So how might you remember truth is everywhere present, and allow that knowing to support your guiding your soul to its highest heights, leading you to happiness, to wholeness, and to peace of mind and joy. So in summary, how might you remember to be the captain of your soul? Be in command. Be the arbiter of your fate. Like the captain, protect that precious cargo of your soul. And gather the experience you need to weather life's storms. Direct every aspect of your soul's voyage. Remember, you are divine. Chip away at everything that hides the beauty of your soul. And determine how you might maintain your soul. Allow love to be your North Star. Trust all of who you are, flaws included, and rely on your crew for support. So here's your affirmation for the week. How is it I so easily and willingly make the choice today to know I am the arbiter of my fate, can easily be the captain of my soul, and can follow the spirit that is in me, which is ever seeking to guide me by love and inspire me by the truth of who I am. And your challenge for the week is to truly become the captain of your soul, guided by love and inspired by the truth. Challenge yourself this week to watch how you handle the storms in your life. Notice how your vessel and crew are responding. And check in a couple times daily just to see how you're doing. Remind yourself to consciously steer your vessel into the sunshine of happiness, peace, and joy. Let's pray. So we take a deep, nourishing breath. And we just remember all that the divine is right where we are, that we are indeed captains of our own soul, arbiters of our own fate. And what I know to be the truth is that we are guiding that precious cargo of our soul on a daily basis, gathering knowledge to make sure that we are moving through the rough waters in exactly the proper way to keep our souls as bright as possible. I am so grateful for this community and for this ability to know the truth, that we have this ability to choose how our life moves forward, and that we are indeed choosing love to be our North Star and truth to be that guiding passion of our own creativity. So it's with great gratitude that I release these words into the law of mind, spirit, and action, knowing the truth that the divine has already said yes. So I can release these words, know they're done, say amen, and we can affirm it together. And so it is. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone that continues to support our community, continues to make it possible for us to come into your homes through this marvelous technology of the internet. And I am again so grateful for the fact that we have so many supporters. And I hope that you will find your way to supporting us and keeping us here in your homes and in your hearts. Enjoy our offertory song.